Just going to give everyone about 1 more minute. So Eileen and Claire, first of all, I'd love to, if you want to either pop in the chat or if you want to unmute yourselves and share with us, love to know how you're going with the 2 + 2 + 2 + 1, how you're going with the homework. And also if you had any other questions before we dive into today's content.
The 2 + 2 + 2 + 1 is going, and I didn't realize till I started doing it how much it needs to be done, because otherwise you forget people or you leave it out, you're not following through. It's a very good system to use. It can be challenging some days, but hard work as in a lot of people, but it's definitely the right way to do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
awesome.
Good technique to use.
Thank you for that feedback. And I think it's very much about momentum, and it keeps the momentum going, because it's very easy to have, things fall flat or go on.
No, I was going to say, you forget if you've been in a group of people done a presentation, you'll forget that one person, or because they were quiet, or you just have met so many people that week. You just need to have it in perspective, because they're not all yes at the time you want them to be yes. So you have to follow through.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Otherwise you lose
them.
Very
true. Yep, very true. Yep. And one other thing, I know it's early days, but one thing can happen is you kind of go, oh, I've been busy today. Oh, I've been busy yesterday. I've been busy this week. Oh, I've been busy this month. And you kind of get to the end of the month and you've done nothing. So if you can just stick to that 2 + 2 + 2 + 1, it's not, yes, there's bits of work to be done, but you don't have to, it's so easy to have another month just pass. Yeah, I love that. Beautiful. Okay, well, I want to honor everyone's time.
And I can be okay. No, go on, carry on.
Sure. I think we've got some delays on our line today, so we're all talking over each other. Sorry about that.
Sorry, it's me.
All good.
Carry on, Adam.
Okay. Cool. Nela, do you want to pull up the slideshow and we'll dive in?
Yes. I just let me shush my WhatsApp. Sorry.
Okay.
I left it open. I did not realize that until now. It's going. Perfect.
Okay. So welcome everyone to class number 4 of this session. And we're going to be going through the basics of teaching an introductory class. Now, I think this is a really valuable skill for everyone to learn. It depends on, it doesn't matter whether you're talking to someone in a coffee shop, going to be doing it online, going to be going into someone's house and doing like a small gathering of 6 to 8 people, or teaching to 1,000 people. The intro class is kind of the standard scripting or format that we should have in our head in any of those conversations, just to make sure that we're ticking all the boxes along the way. Now, just to recap, hopefully you've got your list of at least 100 people and you've been doing, as we were talking about, your 2 + 2 + 2 + 1. Then what we're eventually wanting to get them to is, we talked about sampling, we've gone through that. So we've chatted to them about their health, they've had a good experience with the oils. Now we say, would you like to find out more about it? And this is where we're inviting them to, and we're going to use the word class. I actually steer away from the word class. We've got a gathering, we've got an information session, whatever wording you feel is going to be most reciprocated kind of thing. Or, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a class you're teaching. It can also be a class that someone else is teaching. But at the end of the day, all of us should know how to teach a class, because we may, at some point in time, just have to. So that's what we're going to be looking at today.
Exactly. So when we have a class, as Adam is saying, or we have a one-to-one, we have to have basic information in our heads to share. So we can share the objective of the class, of what we want them to do. So if we want for them to understand the essential oils, or how to get in a better lifestyle, or what's the main objective that we're going to have with this person or group. Then we need to cover the 3 cool things about the essential oils. We will go through everything here today. The 3 ways of using the oils. This is very important because in the market, there's not oils like doTERRA, and we have 3 ways of using, and not all the essential oils out there are the same. So we have to emphasize a bit more in these 2 topics. So the 3 cool things about the oils and 3 ways of using the oils. Then we will be sharing our testimonial. If we don't have a good testimonial or a strong testimonial, we can use someone else's testimonial. But normally we all have testimonials. Then the 3 ways of buying doTERRA, because people will ask how to get the oils, what's the best option for me. And then we will also share the 3 types of people that there are out there for doTERRA. Again, you want to close with another powerful testimonial. This should be a little bit more powerful than the number 4 here. So this is like a really big one for you. And then the idea is for you to enroll that person and to book a class. When the person needs well or good sample, if we had a good sample and follow up with that person in the class, they would know that they are going to buy. So they are ready to buy. The idea is for them in that moment to close, or for you in that moment to close that enrollment.
Now, it's going to be a little bit different if you're doing an online class. So obviously you want to have your, you need to have the internet. That's going to be great. And sorry, this is for an in-person class. Sorry, my jet lag's here. So what do you need to take with you? So as we know, especially in the Middle East, we normally want to enter the enrollment there because people are hesitant to hand over their credit card details or put it on an enrollment form. So you want to take a laptop or an iPad or something where you can enter those details in. If you have to, that can sometimes make it easier as well. Now, you want to take just a few basic things. So such as your 10 basics. I like to take Wild Orange as well. You might want to take 1 or 2 of the other On Guard products, the LLV, and probably MetaPower would be another one that you'd want to bring in as well. It is good to take the enrollment forms, even if people are just writing down their personal details so you can copy off them. You can take one of the books like the Modern Essentials or the Essential Life in case you get any tricky questions. I don't normally, but you can take some cards with info on the oils and how to use them as well. But it's also really good to make sure that people have, pen and paper so they can write down questions and different things like that as well. One thing that's really, really important is that you bring food. That may turn something from let's sit around and talk about oils to more of a social, more of a joyous kind of gathering. And we've been really putting that in place in Bahrain recently. Of every class we do, bring an oil-infused food. It doesn't have to be complex, but it's really, really great. Just one other thing I want to share with this for the live class as well. When we're talking about what you take, the reason we're only taking a few of the basics, yes, we've got so many great oils and different things that we could use for this and this and this and this, but confused customers don't buy. And I'm still getting over the trauma of the first live class I did after COVID. I went back and it was for one of our very keen customers, and she said, I just got 4 friends who want to hear about it. So I went round and I took my little box and I talked about the basic 10. But then in her enthusiasm, because I haven't prepared her properly, started bringing out all her emotional oils, and then she'd bring out her shampoo, and she goes to the laundry and gets that. She brings out all her supplements. And, I had customers going, oh, what's rosemary good for? What's cilantro good for? Or maybe I should get yarrow pom. And we want to kind of keep them focused on those top 10 oils, because those top 10 oils are the top 10 for a reason. They've got multiple uses and lots of uses. So don't confuse people with too much stuff.
Yes, what I will suggest for you to have in person, it's citrus oils like wild orange, lime, lemon, so the simple ones. I love to share always green mandarin, but that's one of my top oils of citrus. But lemon, lime, and wild orange are perfectly for you to share in a cup of water, in a cup of tea, some of them to experience the oils there. And there are from the basic the basic team, or Wild Orange, that it's like an add-on that it's also really cheap, and it's going to be definitely in the UAE to have with it. And yes, the 10 basics we have to focus because they're the oils that are going to be here at the launch. So yes, perfectly you said that. Do not confuse everyone. When we go online, so we can do it by Zoom, or there are other platforms. If you have Zoom, I would suggest for you to pay the Zoom, that it's a bit more than 45 minutes. If no, you will have 45 minutes, no more, no less, for questions, for all the intro, for all the information that you have. And probably you will be missing the last part of the frequent questions that people have. So if you pay this one, it will be much easier. If you don't pay, but for example, you have Adam or you have myself, that we have the Zoom that it takes a little bit longer. Also, you can back up with us, so you can go in a little bit more. The only thing is that the timing, we will need to schedule with you some timing that we all can be in the Zoom, or with your offline, or with whoever you're having this paid Zoom. You can share the oils in slides, so you can share basic information. As Adam was saying at the beginning, you want to give a lot of information for lavender and lemon. Just say a few things about the oils, and don't confuse people exactly. When I started, I used to say basic things of lavender and lemon. So it was, for me, it was really simple to say, or to remember 3-4 things about each oil. And within time, I started learning more and more and more from the oil. So I wanted to share lots of things from lavender, and it was taking me so long. So when we take it simple and we make it easier for people to remember, they will also remember how to use the oils. So yes, we will keep it simple with the intro class, also by Zoom. To be honest, by Zoom, sometimes it's easy when you keep watching the presentation and you keep on going with the oils and in order. So you can have also the presentation for your live, and if you want to keep on going just for you not to forget anything, that's fine. To be honest, at the beginning of COVID, I started with the online and it was very easy. But once I get the time or the chance to go in person, it was super nice because you get the experience to share the oils in person, for them to breathe, to experience, and you could see the face of the people on the reaction of peppermint or in the reaction of On Guard, and it's amazing. But still, intro class by Zoom, it's a really good option. Always know the promotions of the month, because you will have to share at the end which oil it's with 10%, or how to get more oils for free with the LRP. And when you have those promotions fresh, you can add oils in case of buying a simple kit, for example, and oregano is now for the 10%. You can add oregano with a discount. So always be aware of that. Also, you can have your book with you in case that someone else is answering or having a question a bit more complicated and you don't have the answer right away. You always have the book. Even you can share the book with the person and you say, oh, I have this one and blah, blah. So the book is recommending for infections, oregano, On Guard, or whatever. So it's good always to have with you these books.
One thing I just want to point out as well with the promotions of the month, remember that the product of the month, the 125 PV order, we don't talk to new customers about that. They can't get that. That's only for the loyalty rewards program. So for example, it's no good raving about Kumquat and how they can get it, because it's actually impossible for them to get it, because you can't do a loyalty rewards order on your first month as well. So just be mindful of that. Okay, so let's go through, we're teaching a class. What do we start off with? We start off with an introduction. So what you want to do is, if you haven't met these people, or even if you have, you want to kind of give them a bit of an indication of who you are. And this is in a way, you kind of want to, it sounds a bit kind of harsh, but you need to sell yourself and go, I'm going to tell you why I'm the expert. Now, that doesn't mean you have to reel off qualifications or you have to have a doctorate or anything like that. But, you know, I think people just want to hear that you've had some experience and you've had some good results, and now you want to share that with other people. Now, that doesn't mean that you need qualifications. Just, you know, I always talk about my journey with eczema, and I used to be covered in eczema, and it was doTERRA that got rid of that. And so now I'm really passionate about sharing other people with that. I don't go through what I do at uni and what I've done elsewhere and that kind of thing. I'm just, as a person, I'm giving some merit to what I have to say as well. You may want to share a little bit about why you love doTERRA and what makes doTERRA special, and also what you want to do as well, type of thing. You can also get other people to jump in here, but we use other testimonials later on as well, so not necessarily in the introduction.
Even if you have someone in your class that it's already from your team, or they have already experienced the oils, you can also ask for them testimonials. So it's also very good that people share a good testimonial that they already have, and other people haven't heard about it. So that also works. So the three cool things about the essential oils, they're safe, basically, because they're natural and they don't have any additional products inside the oils. They are safe to use with babies, with seniors, with pets, with other animals. Of course, we will guide them how to do the dilution, but basically they can have everything in the diffuser. And if someone asks about pregnancy, yes, we have to know which oils are in pregnancy, but if they ask, that's why there's the importance of the community, that we will guide them, and we will guide you also which oils are recommended in which place. But basically they're safe, and from the basic oils that we have, they're safe. They are really good options to have in your house with your kids around, with your pets. If they have pets like dogs, I will only suggest for tea tree not to diffuse a lot of every day, and just leave a door open for the cat or the dog to go out easily from the area. But it's basically that thing. They're cheap. Well, the number two is that they're effective. I love this example that Alice is always using about the oils. Probably everyone is using, but from her I learned it. That in the modern medicine, we have a consultation with the doctor. So we go to the medical consultation, and when we have a virus, they will send us home, and we have a bacteria, they will give us antibiotic, basically, because for the virus, the virus is developed on the inside of the cell. And when we do modern medicine, the modern medicine is a water-based, so it's difficult for the medicine to get inside the cells. For the essential oils, because they are basically oils and they have the same composition, they can get into the cell and start working from the inside. That's why our oils are working pretty good with virus and bacteria. This is something that Alice was saying, and every time that I'm going with the effectiveness, I share this. So medicine, it's a waterproof, so they cannot get inside the member of the cell, so they will stay outside. And with the essential oils, they can come inside and start from inside to outside. And they're cheap because one drop, let's imagine one drop of the essential oil will be cents, or from peppermint, they will be feels or cents from our currency, from our money, for a headache or for a detox in the morning. So it will be at the end, you will be saving a lot of money from going to the doctor, or you will be saving a lot of money from going to cleaning products from the supermarket. So yes, at the beginning, probably people will say, oh my God, that's for 15 milliliters, 100 dirhams. Yes, but with all the things that you can do, it's totally worth it, and you will see. Adam, I don't know if you want to add something.
No, that's okay. So coming from that, because of, if we look at how safe they are, this actually opens up how many different ways we can use the essential oils. So what we do here is we can talk about topical use. And what I will often do here is sometimes even pass around deep blue, or and get them to rub a little bit on. So they're actually starting, instead of us trying to this is obviously for an in-person class, but they're actually starting to use the oils and go, wow, I can feel this. They're starting to build that almost that body memory or that cellular memory of this is what it feels like to be using essential oils. So I love to get them to rub a bit of ice blue into their neck or wherever they have a bit of a sore spot. And obviously we can use the oils topically. And we kind of mentioned that we will teach you in the course that you'll get, as well as your oils that you start with today, you'll get to learn how much oil to put on and how to dilute that and so on as well. We also talk about, aromatic use, and that can be in a diffuser, and why we use a diffuser over the old oil burner is that it uses ultrasonic vibration rather than heating the oil, which can lose some of the goodness. The great thing is diffusers turn themselves off, so they're not really a fire risk as well. People go, oh, well, I'm smelling an oil, whoop-de-doo. But I explain that when we smell an oil, it goes through our nose and goes through different parts of our brain, and our brain will actually change. And it's been noticed that when you inhale an essential oil, within 25 seconds, you can observe changes elsewhere in the body. So, wild orange lifts our mood. Peppermint wakes us up. It's a good one to get peppermint out or breathe and inhale that and get them to experience that as well. And then I also mentioned that we can use these in cooking, and that we do cooking lessons and different things like that. People might go, oh, taking oils internally, is that safe? And I always like to remind them that there are 7 different essential oils in Coca-Cola. So you've all been drinking essential oils already, but these are going to be a higher grade and you're going to be using them a bit more deliberately as well. So it opens up the different ways that you can use them. And that kind of, they're not just going to sit there on the shelf.
So we will be having the experience with the 10 essential oils. When we have, as I told you, in person, we can ask an experience from someone that it's already previously used the oils. Or when we're having someone, probably it's more common to hear from people that they're having headaches or they feel really hot. So we can share peppermint. And then when we start talking about the essential oils, I like for the people to experience the oils and in that moment, as Adam is saying, if they need like some deep blue rub, and then they can share the experience. If you have people from your team over there or people that already have a good experience, it's really easy when they share the testimonial for others to click with that testimonial. When you don't share any testimonial, they will be like, okay, so, and then what? When we share what we have experienced, they will be like, oh, yes, I suffered that, or, oh, yes, I've been there. So they will try, or they would want to get to know more about the oils. And why to go with the 10 basics? Because they are the best oils for some reason. So it's the easiest way to go with the first experiences.
And I think just on those testimonials as well, I think it's really good because obviously at some point throughout the presentation, it gets established that you're the salesperson. Yes. Whether or not. So other people chipping in and kind of going, oh no, this helped me, and Maureen jumped in and Claire jumped in and all the different people jump in and had their different opinions. They're kind of, everyone that's had those experiences, even if it was just their sample that they tried, and they go, I actually did use the lavender and it helped me sleep. It brings more credibility to it, which is really great as well. Now, then we want to, after we've explained each of the oils, we then show them that there's 3 different ways you can get it. Basically, you can buy it retail, which is just straight off the price list. But I always say no one's going to buy that because there's no reason why you'd pay the full price. And that's why you want to order through me and not go online. Because if you go online, you'll be paying the full price. So what we do here is we go, what I offer is I offer you to get an account. Now, I actually don't use the word account. I like to use the word, I'm going to organize you with the oils that you choose today, a discount code and an education package.
Yeah.
And the reason I do that is I'm already introducing them to the fact that there's going to be more coming on, and people feel everyone wants a discount code. So they're up for that in that type of thing as well. Some words that I'm kind of steering people away from: account, membership, retail, wholesale, those type of things, that they sound businessy, they sound like a lot of obligation. And really, we're not. We're just offering people some extra support and a discount. So I'm going to organize you a discount code and you get access to my education package. That doesn't have any kind of really challenging things. And then we talk to them about, there is actually a fact where you can actually start to, if you like this, if you're really interested in what I've spoken about today, there are options to become a wellness advocate, and you can actually start making money so you don't have to pay for the oils, and the oils get even cheaper for you. So just let them know a little bit about that.
So we have talked also about the people that we have around doTERRA, and they also would need to know, because to be in doTERRA, it doesn't mean that you have to also share, because share or build. People come to me like, yeah, but I don't want to build, or I don't want to sell like you. I don't have time. And at the end, it's like, no, first you have to live doTERRA. You have to have the experience with the oils, live it, live by your own experience. And then you will love it. And then we will talk about it. Because people will be sharing, because they will say, oh, I have a friend that is doing doTERRA, or I have a friend that is having a headache. And so she can put us in together in contact. So when you have a good experience, also you will be sharing, maybe not doing the business, maybe you're not going to do all the talk, but they will be sharing. And there's the last person that will be building doTERRA. When you build doTERRA, it means that you will do the business and you will jump into it. In Mexico, I remember I have a friend that she was also building doTERRA, but she felt herself as a sharer, because she was sharing. It was very easy for her to share instead of selling. And by the time that she realized, she had a very good network with her. And then she was like, okay, I am building. But at the beginning, she was always saying, I'm sharing, because she was very happy with everything. And when everyone was coming, oh, I have mosquito bites. Oh, use lavender. Oh, I have this, use lemon. So always she was sharing. So it was very easy for her to share. And when she was thinking about building, she got like this shock or this barrier in her mind. And it was like, okay, you just share, don't worry, do however you do doTERRA. And the builders are the ones that are going to be looking also for other builders, looking for more clients, and looking for more wellness, or how to share more oils with people. So these are the three kind of users, or the three kinds of people we have, but we all need to be living doTERRA. We all have to be experiencing the oils. And normally when you're building and there's a new product, probably you will be one of the first people to try out the product. You want to live the experience of what it's about MetaPower. You want to live the experience of the sunblocks. Normally it's like that, but these are the three kind of people. And basically the builder would be living and sharing, but not the people that live doTERRA need to do the other stuff. Okay, was I clear? Was clear?
Okay. Yep. Okay. Now, before you end, it's really good to share one powerful testimonial from either you or someone you know, and especially if there's a host who's invited those people along, getting them to really share that can be really great as well. You can ask. I actually like maybe do this somewhere near the beginning. I actually like to ask the audience what their health concerns are, because then we can kind of channel. It's no good talking to everyone about how great lavender is for helping you get to sleep if everyone sleeps really, really well, type of thing. Although, it's rare to get a whole group where everyone's a good sleeper. With peppermint's got so many different uses. And if women are having hot flushes, I'm going to talk about peppermint's use for that, as opposed to if they get bellyaches. If they've got kids, I'm going to talk about kids and digestion, as opposed to them with their bloating and that type of thing. So it's really good to know and talk about that in reference to them, so you're being logical or relevant to them as well. When the class is physical, hold on, let me just, I'm going to wait for that. Give the audience books or. One thing Elise will do, if people do have questions, and I must admit, this is where we each get to kind of fashion our classes to how we want. Some instructors or facilitators like to actually give out the Modern Essentials book or one of the guidebooks where people can then start to find their solutions to their problems. Why I'm hesitant on that is I do find sometimes that, that's where they go, oh, that one recommends rosemary, and we get that confusion kind of thing. So but that is an option. It's always good to have that reference book there as well. It's good to have a couple of people that are already using the oils to be there to help out as well, especially you shouldn't be doing a class by yourself with more than probably 6 to 8 people. If you've got more than that, you need to bring someone else along for you as well. Be aware if anyone does have to leave early and start chatting to them. And then what you do is you basically say, if I was you, this is what I get. And I'm always like, to be honest with you guys, the best kit that you can get is the Home Essentials kit. Most people start with this one, and I personally have never had someone regret getting it. The only regrets people have had is when they haven't got it and they've ended up buying all the oils in the next few months, and they say, oh, I should have just got the kit anyway, that type of thing. Then we basically start to go around to the people, talking to them one-on-one and go, okay. And a little trick that I like to use that kind of takes some of the awkwardness out of the conversation is I like to wrap up saying this. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. And what I normally find at this point is people are in one of 3 groups. 1, you know what oils you want to get or what kit you want to get. If that's the case, the form that's on the clipboard that I gave you, start putting your other details on that and we'll make sure that you get that. And I've got some free goodies for you to go home with today. 2, sometimes you feel that, yeah, I want to get some stuff, but I've got a couple of questions. I'm actually going to come around to everyone now and just kind of have a one-on-one chat with you, and we can work out what's going to work best for your budget and for your needs. And 3, sometimes you feel that, this isn't quite right for you. Maybe you've learned a few things today, but, there's nothing you really want to get. If that's the case, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to make sure you have my contact details in case any questions come up in the future. But yeah, again, thank you very much for coming. That way, who do you think is your top priority group to go and talk to? It's the 2s. 3s, you can kind of let them go if you know who's the 3, and that's as you kind of go around. Instead of, sometimes there can be that awkwardness of like, what do you want to get? I'm like, so where are you at? You're 1 or 2 or 3? And sometimes they just go, I'm a 3. I'm like, cool, awesome. Any questions at all? No? Cool. Here's my card. Next kind of thing. You may be able to move them on later or that kind of thing, but the 2s are going to need more time, and 1s you want to make sure you get them filling out that form so that they're actually committing to what they want to do as well. So, and that's what I'll do. I'll just kind of, if people are sitting on chairs, I'll go around and make sure I'm at their level as well.
That's an amazing tip, Adam. Thank you for sharing.
Pleasure.
Yeah, so normally when we have one class and we want to enroll someone, we're going to do exactly what Adam is telling us. And with the formats, when they're ready, we can go on the computer and do it right away. If they're ready and they have their credit card, it's the time to do it. Because sometimes they will go home and they will say, oh, the credit card, and do it on the phone. So if you're ready there, do it there. It can also be on the phone, share your link, and that also we will have the idea to reschedule classes, not reschedule, to do another class. So we can jump to the next class that will be a wellness consultation, or we can do another class that you already have in your schedule, skincare or something that you already have in mind, or maybe they want to learn about something specifically, cooking, let's say. And that day with all the people there, you can schedule for next class, for next week, the class that you're having. Also remember that because you're having two events by week, you can add people to the next one and say, oh, by the way, on Tuesday, we're having the class for kids. Whoever is interested, please register here, or if you have already a chat or however you're doing this schedule for the next classes and your next events, please book here. And we will see you on Thursday at 9:30 in the morning in this cafe or in someone else. The address. So it's very good when you do scheduling and you keep adding people to these classes. And you can always say, if you bring someone, you will get a a little treat. So you can give more essential oils. Imagine that they want the rosemary, and you can say, oh, next week I will get you a sample of rosemary for you to try. So there's always how to keep on going with more classes. And when we do the wellness consultation, that will be next class, we will make a plan of how they will be doing the oils and the next steps for them to keep on going with doTERRA and the other products that we will be having.
Now, the wellness consult is something that we do later, and I actually call this either a wellness consult or a personal consult. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that people are aware that this is going to happen before they leave after that first session. The analogy I like to use is if you went to Starbucks and bought a coffee this morning, and then you were walking down the street enjoying your coffee, and then this afternoon they ring you and go, hey, I just wanted to know if you enjoyed your coffee. Are you interested in any other coffees? Can I talk to you about some coffees more? You'd be like, why are you ringing me? I just bought a coffee. And remember that network marketing and this model isn't familiar in the Middle East. So people need to know that what they're buying is not just some oil, that they're going to get a wellness consult, they're going to get an education package, and they're getting their discount code, and that's all in the same price. So they know they should be waiting for that hour session. So it's really great if you can book that in on the day that they get their kit. And it's always good for ideally, I'd say if you can do that a few days after they have actually had their oils, so they've had a bit of a play as well. You can also take little incentives, and what we want to do is we want to be booking classes from classes. This is where networking, it's not just about who you know, it's about who they know as well. And you can take that, some people give them a little free hearing and go for every person who comes. You can choose an oil out of my collection. And if you have 5 people come, you can have 5 little samples filled up in there as well, type of thing. Or you can choose other incentives as well. And this is a really great way that you can get referrals. It's about tapping into not just who you know, but who you know and who they know and who they know and who they know and so on.
And when you see, I have to ask also Adam to give him this point of view, I would say, because in some classes, you will see that people is open to hear about the intro of the business. So don't take too long. So you can talk about the opportunity that doTERRA is giving you as a business. Talk about your experience. How does network marketing works? Probably people here would say, oh, but this is like a pyramid scam. And you can clarify that it's completely different network marketing from a pyramid. And also you can talk about the opportunity in the Middle East to be in the founding team. To be honest, here, when I talk about the business, sometimes people are getting like frightened. It's like, oh, now. It's like, okay, I already shared with you the 3 kind of people that we're having. I'm just telling you that there's an opportunity to do the business and to get extra money. So it can be an extra income or your full income. But I want to hear also Adam, how it's been his opportunity here, his point of view of how to share here in the Middle East. And if also if you have any other experience, how it's been going here, that would be also really good to hear about it.
Yeah, normally as I'm wrapping up the class before everyone does their enrollments, I do mention that we are expanding in the Middle East and there is an opportunity to do what I'm doing and earn some income, whether that be a small amount of money or something significant. And if they're interested in that, to let me, to come and have a chat to me afterwards. My main objective of this class is to get them going home with their kit. So I don't want to detract from that. So as I wrap up, I mentioned that I'm then going back to let's get them the kit. And what some facilitators will do is if the group is still kind of gathered, they'll go, guys, you've all got your kit. Thank you very much for coming. I'm just going to do a quick 10-minute presentation about the opportunities happening in the Middle East here and how you could actually make an income with doTERRA. Those that are interested are welcome to stick around for that kind of thing. But it's normally the wellness consult where I'm talking to them about the business opportunity mainly. As Nela said, we talked about the 3 people. You can throw it in a little bit kind of thing. It's about planting seeds. Most of the people who end up becoming business builders come from loyal customers. So I'm really focusing on getting my loyal customers, making sure they've got their kit and not overwhelming them with too much in the business, that kind of thing. That's why I don't talk about the loyalty rewards program in the first class. I'll do that in the personal consult. Keep it really simple.
Great. Yeah, I think that in the wellness consult it's much better than going in the intro essential oils, because you will be confusing. Here in the UAE, I found it like sometimes when you say business is like, oh, too much. Now I'm getting the oils and then I need to say, oh, no. So
yeah,
yes,
yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's all for tonight. I think Claire's had to drop out or because she's in the taxi at the time. But Eileen, if you've got any questions, please either feel free to unmute yourself or pop them in the chat. What's your homework? Keep doing your 2 + 2 + 2 + 1. I'd really encourage you now to set up a class. Have you got people that you've been contacting that you could actually run a class? Or could you just record yourself or ask family members? And this is where most people get their first few customers or clients, is what they do is go, hey guys, I'm learning the new business and I've got to learn how to kind of do a bit of a presentation. Would you be my guinea pigs? Would you be my test subjects kind of thing? And you go and you do a full class and they're like, that's really good. Actually, I might get the oils kind of thing. So that can be really great as well. So have a bit of a test run with them, see how you go. And you only get better from experience. And my final tip I would give you, after every class, you want to listen to your inner critic. Now, the inner critic isn't the one that beats you up and goes, you are rubbish. It goes, okay, how can I improve? So I still remember many a time driving home going, 5 people were there today, 3 people enrolled. What happened with those other 2? Is there anything I could have done differently that may have got them to enroll? Now, sometimes people were just totally not interested. And I've been to ones where I sat around and people were smoking a cigarette in one hand and drinking a can of Coca-Cola in the other, and they didn't enroll. It was a large jump to get them go. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you're just not going to convince everyone. But I ask you a question, is there anything I could have done differently that could have got those ones that didn't enroll? What worked with those? And that's how you become a better presenter and able to adjust and what's the word? Yeah, basically adjust to each audience and making sure that you're not just saying the same thing over and over again, that you're a little bit aware and you might put some little comments in there or in your own syncrasies that you go, oh, this might help this person understand a little bit more, or that type of thing. So yeah. Awesome. Elaine just said that's yeah. Share after you see the opportunity kind of thing.
yes, yeah. Elena was saying that she also was sharing, and then she saw the opportunity. Yes, so when you're sharing and you're sending your friends, your family, your people that you know to someone else, it's like, okay, I think I could do it.
Yeah.
And don't. I think Adam also said it at the beginning. Don't wait to know everything about the oils and everything about the business to start the business. You don't have to be an expert. When you share with passion and when you share a good testimonial and people know you and they know that you're authentic, that's all you need to do, basically. You don't need to be an expert in the oils around. So I think that's it.
I would say some people like to really write out their class and have it really well known and all that kind of thing. I'd say for the top 10 oils, you need to know 2 uses. So you need to know lavender helps you sleep and it's good for skin issues. And you need 1 story. Now that can either be a story of you have with lavender, or you can steal someone else's kind of thing. Or don't steal, we go, oh, I've got another customer, my sister, this happened. I heard blah, blah, blah with lavender. And you kind of having a story helps to illustrate the points as well. So 2 things in a story. You'll learn more as time goes on, but that would be your kind of criteria that you want to. If you have to speak about oregano, what are 2 things you have to do with oregano? Do you have a story? That's all you need.
Exactly. Well,
perfect. Okay. I think we're all done for this evening. So next week, I'll just remind everyone, because we normally on our Wednesdays at 7, we do the first one is our product education week. So that will be when everyone is invited along. So we'll take a break next week from this. It'll still be the same time slot. And then we'll be back to it the following week. So keep doing your 2+2+2+1s. If you have any questions, ask us in the WhatsApp group. Anything else you wanted to share before we wrap up, Nela?
No, I think that we will be very excited to start July and get to know what we're having for the next month, and we'll keep on going here in the UAE.
Exactly. Awesome. Everyone, thank you for those that joined us live, and thank you for those watching the class. This week everyone's in Eid mood. Yes, I think you're very right, Eileen. But so glad. Hey, it's not about who shows up. You showed up, Eileen, and that makes all the difference for your business, because that's what we're concerned about today. Thank you so much. We'll see you all next week.
See you, everyone.
Bye.
Happy Eid.